Hi, Runner Story family. This is Allison Gilliard with Runner Story, where every story needs to be heard. And you guys are in for such an amazing treat because we have two stories that you guys are going to hear today. And those are my incredible friends, Susan and Brenda. They are magnificent human beings. And this is such a special month for us as it is Bras Across the Causeway. And that is who's fueling the stories this month. And it's so appropriate that Bras Across the Causeway is fueling Susan and Brenda's story, as Susan's going to share her journey through breast cancer and the friendships that she's made and how moving her body has made such a difference and the community that has surrounded her through her journey. And congratulations that she's a survivor and what she's doing to continue that journey and that legacy of beating cancer. And so Susan and Brenda, thank you so much for sharing your story. You guys are absolutely phenomenal human beings. I loved being able to sit down with them and to hear their stories. And a huge shout out to our Patreon supporter, Karen. I call her Auntie Karen. She's such a doll. And she was the one that was like, these two have to have their story together. And she's right. I couldn't see it any other way. These two are phenomenal human beings. And what they're doing with the community is precious, absolutely beautiful. And so thank you, Susan and Brenda, for your stories and for all that you do and for bringing life into the running community. Joy and laughter and all the things. I love when we get to see each other at races, and you guys are just absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for sharing your story. Sharing so many stories is Bras Across the Causeway, guys. We love Bras Across the Causeway, and it's race month for them. This is an organization that once someone gets a diagnosis of breast cancer, obviously worlds are turned upside down, questions are asked, and Bras Across the Causeway is there to help provide assistance. And so Bras Across the Causeway believes that no one should have to worry about their bills being paid, what they're going to eat, groceries, or their mortgage, or Christmas, or all those things while they're fighting for their life, literally. And so what an extraordinary, I love Kathy and Courtney and all those involved at Bras Across the Causeway. They do an extraordinary job there. And basically they have seen a need and they want to fill that need. And so all the money raised, and there is a virtual race, all the money raised for Bras Across the Causeway goes back into the Mobile Baldwin community. And they do, again, an amazing job. Like, it takes my breath away to know there's such an incredible organization that is pouring into those that are fighting for their lives. And it is incredible. So definitely reach out to Bras Across the Causeway, see what they do, see what they're all about. You can find out more information on our Run Your Story page as well. We will be there this year. Last year I had to do it virtually, and this year we're gonna be there in person. I am so excited because it is one big party. And I love Bras Across the Causeway. So definitely check them out. Register for this race, whether it's virtual or in person, and help make a difference, because they truly do make a difference. Incredible work that they do there. So thank you to Bras Across the Causeway for fueling the run stories this month and for being a part of the hardest chapters of someone's life. Like, you guys do an extraordinary job. All right, guys, lace up your running shoes, get ready, get set, and go run with my friends Susan and Brenda. What, a year ago? We were trying to do, ladies.
That's it. And we had races.
Y'all are so busy.
We are busy.
Susan and Brenda, thank you so much. I am so excited. And I'm excited for several reasons why. One, because you guys are just, I love seeing y'all at races. One, not only do the costumes, okay, y'all just are adore. Color coordination is key for y'all, let me just say. But also the smiles, and you cheer each other on, you're at the finish line together, and then y'all always place at these races.
Well, we try to place. We try to finish.
Finish standing up and smiling. Y'all do that well. Y'all do that well.
And then if we place, it's a plus.
Y'all are amazing.
And we laugh. We just, if you're not going to have fun, don't go. That's the way we're doing things, and that's how we're attracting so many people. And then we dance when you have the music.
Yeah, y'all do.
We're right out there.
You have also danced across the finish line a couple of times.
We have done that more than once, and I'm sure we'll do it again. And why not if you can if you're standing up and smiling and you can do
We
it.
get recognized in places. Aren't you the girls that wear the costumes to all these
I
events?
love it. As you should start taking a pen and be like, yes, I'll autograph that for you.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I don't think we're the mascot.
But we're
more
getting down.
infamous.
But it is great when somebody comes up and says, we love your enthusiasm and how your group has grown. And it has been so much fun. And even guys come in and join us now,
Yeah.
too. So that's been a wonderful thing because at one point, no, they wouldn't come out.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have about 4 that's with us consistently.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are husbands, and 2 are some of the guys that comes to the exercise with us
I
that
love that.
we now have walking with us and running.
Yeah, we're called the Exercise Warriors. We're out of the Connie Hudson Senior Center.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we got acquainted. Brenda moved back here just, I guess, a year before I did.
Okay.
She was Coeur d'Alene, and I was in Oregon. And
It's amazing. I lived in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. She just lived in the whole state of Oregon.
But it was wonderful because both of us moving
Mm-hmm.
and finding a home for us to have fun with and meeting all these people. And I'm almost the oldest in the whole group. There's one gal, she doesn't do a lot of the races. It proves that age is no excuse. And you keep going and you laugh and you keep moving.
And you dress up.
Oh, yeah.
And dress up and have a good time.
Yes, in fact, today I was trying to finish some of the outfits headdress for our bras across the causeway.
Oh, yes.
And that Karen gave me a new project and that she wanted there. So I made a template and brought it to Susan to see if it was what she thought.
Well, and our Go Run outfits are really going to be fun.
Y'all are amazing.
We're ready for that. We're ready for that. I got to get out and run. But
So Karen, speaking of Karen, who has become, I call her Auntie Karen because she's just amazing. She is also a Patreon supporter of the podcast, and she's the reason why you ladies are here. A year ago, she was like, I need you to have Susan and Brenda on together. You have to have them on together. Can't be separate. But she also has a special question for you guys before we jump into your story. And that is, what is the Swag Warriors?
The Swag Warriors it stands for kind of 2 titles.
Okay.
Stylish warriors are great.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So swag.
Swag.
And then we can't say stylish women and gents because now that we have the men. So it can be versatile title.
Okay.
And it's part of the Exercise Warriors, which is where we started with the Connie Hudson. Well, that's the exercise group. Now, not everyone in the group comes to our walks. So the ones that come to the walk, we are the Swag Warriors.
Are y'all getting T-shirts made? Do y'all already have T-shirts?
we always find neat shirts to go with our outfits.
Oh,
We
really?
do not have a
That's a good
Swag
point, though.
Warrior shirt, but hey,
Hey,
I think y'all should.
we need to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
but what color would we choose?
I think you should do every color of the race. And there's that swag on.
Because we do, so the swag, in fact, that was part of what I'm putting on this new project that Karen gave me was swag.
Good job, Karen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, she finds all these races. In fact, she found this mammoth 20-mile hike up near Birmingham. And so we're thinking about doing that because I will be coming off the 3-day 2 weeks before that. So I will be hopefully up with that. And that's in the spring. And then half marathon's going to be coming up. So, okay, I'm going to sign up for the half marathon at my laboratory. Maybe I'll be doing the awards for that too. We'll see.
Oh, exciting.
We'll see.
Okay.
They've talked to me about it. So we'll see.
Okay. So let's jump in. Brenda, did you want to go first? What is your run story? How did you start?
Well, now I did run many years ago, back in the mid 70s when it really became popular. And I was living in Houston. I had moved to Houston. I grew up in Mobile, moved to Houston. Had met a good friend there that was also from Bruton, Alabama. Go figure, in the big city of Houston. And so Ellen and I decided we should jog out at Memorial Park so we could meet men. Okay, so we were single. After we did it about 3 weeks, we decided we didn't like it. So that was my run story.
Okay.
Was how I started and then stopped. But then we walked. And ever since then, I have always found some walks to do. I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area and did some walks there, the Beta Breakers. And
did you really?
yes,
We're
walk
run naked.
well,
Oh.
Maybe they were not as naked.
Brenda, was that you? Everything
Yeah, you weren't supposed to say that. And then
That one's
yeah.
known for like crazy costumes
Yeah.
and naked people and
Well, then I moved to to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and the friend I met there says, "Oh, we need to do the Bloomsday Walk, which is the largest timed run walk in the United States."
okay.
And she said, "We need to wear a costume." And I said, "What do you mean?" 'Cause I had just moved there. So we came up with a costume. I guess that was my first costume run. So I'm there at the start race, and I started looking. I said, "Mary, people are not dressed up."
Oh.
She said, "Well, some are." Oh, yeah, out of 50,000 people, maybe 100. But so we were going down the street walking, and the TV person was there. She says, "Can I interview you?" Mary says, "No." I said, "Oh, yes." So we were interviewed for TV. I don't think she talked to me much. No, we worked together. We're still great friends. So that was the beginning of my costume with my walk runs. So since I have in Idaho, we did tons of walks, and started there with 2 of us and grew to about 10.
Wow.
And then I moved here during COVID. And then we met, and that's how that's my walk story. Yeah. Because after not meeting any guys, I figured I didn't want to sweat and they were not going to look at me. I met my husband otherwise. He wasn't a runner. And well, he did run, but
But she does run across the finish line because I'm screaming, "Run, Brenda, run!"
as
So
I'm
a lot of
cussing her
times
out.
she will do that.
And I'll smile. Karen will say, "You always smile." Well, why not? Because yes. So, okay.
I love y'all.
That's we're crazy.
What combination, though? It
Yeah.
was just pure luck because it was a
We
hard
were-
move for me to move
Yeah.
back here away from Portland, Oregon area. And finding these friends, I had great exercise groups at the YMCA in Sherwood, Oregon. But coming here, this was a whole different thing. These are amazing women in it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Susan. So what's your story?
Okay,
It's your run
so,
story.
Michael, I swam in high school competitive and I
Okay.
played competitive tennis. Well, in the mid 70s, I was living in Savannah, just going through a really bad time in my marriage and divorced. And I started running and I ran and I had a stressful job at a stockbroker. And I had 2 little boys and we were poor, but I ran in the mornings before I went to work and I felt, okay, this is a therapy. So I was running. Someone said, "You look like a gazelle running." I thought, "Oh, I don't look like that anymore." It was great because we started doing races. And my son, who was 8 at the time, decided he was going to start doing races with me too. He is now 55 and still running.
Wow.
So I kept running and we moved and got into a lot more of the fun races. And then I started being one of the coaches for track and cross country in Lugop, South Carolina.
Wow.
My 2 boys were runners and I had to run fast. So I could run a 6-minute pace. I had to make sure that these kids would pass me and we would do Indian running and a lot of different training that they hate us at. "Come on, Ms. Hilton, you've got to slow down." I said, "No." And they would place. They would do so well in their competition. So we moved to Selma, Alabama. Yes, who was the coach? We did not have cross country, but we had track. So we got out there and we did, and this was at Morgan Academy, and they won state. The girls were super, and I never did do the hurdles. I couldn't do the hurdles because I would fall flat on my face. But I was really good to coach them on sprinting and relays and distance running because you had to run distance to do the 2 mile. So I did that and I kept running. And we did the Alabama State Games one time too, where adults can go and do too. So we did that and I would take girls and we had fun with that. So I have this competitive streak.
No.
And it's to compete with me. And I just want to be able to do my best that day. And this is something I was teaching the kids is that some days another person's going to beat you no matter what. But you just do the best that day. And that's all we need. That's what we ask. And that's what we need about ourselves too. Because sometimes I can run a 10-minute mile and sometimes 12 is the best I can do when I'm running. And it just needs to be this positive type of competition in there too. And knowing how far you can go and still having fun and doing well. Listening to your body is very important. And girls have different functions and different problems than men do, that's for sure. But I love that. And I still correspond with a lot of the girls that I was training. And my son is in Germany and he's still running. He does half marathons, biking. And it's just been a great thing for me. So I do like to do a lot of different events, and I do a lot of walking, like the 3-day, 60-mile event for breast cancer that's coming up in, I think, 62 days.
Wow.
It's
So
close.
training for walking 60 miles in 3 days takes a lot.
Sure.
And I don't run for that, but I walk fast.
Mhm.
And so you always still have to think about what your body's saying. Are your feet bothering you? Do you have the right shoes on? Keeping fluids. And so I've just learned that in helping a lot of the people on our team too that are just starting out. It's okay if you don't run. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Fast walking or walking, just moving. And once you stop doing it, it's hard to go back.
Yeah.
I just turned 77 and it's, oh my gosh, okay, this is getting close to 80. We talked to Louise Mitchell the other day and she just turned 89. What an amazing person. I want to be like her when I grow up, that she's out there and smiling. Now she doesn't sweat like I do, but she's just been an amazing person. So you always can see someone like that. I want to be able to continue and doing that. After I had my hip operated on, it took me a little bit to get back. Having breast cancer and going through all that treatment, it was still something. I think walking and running is a therapy. You can get out there by yourself, or you can get with friends and you can watch birds. You can just get distracted and look at so many different things, and it's a great therapy.
Yeah.
And it's cheap too. You just need decent shoes and water bottle.
I think my husband would disagree with the cheap part. He'd be like, how much is this going to cost?
Well, it's no equipment. And
Yeah.
like some people would need to get equipment for things. You don't have to go to a
Yeah.
gym. But it's been a great therapy for me.
So let's backtrack a little bit because you did throw it in there about the breast cancer.
Yeah.
And this will be airing. And you guys have already also talked about Brawls Across the Causeway, which again, 10 out of 10, y'all's outfits, always amazing.
Just wait.
And so how did your breast cancer journey come about?
I was in Portland, Oregon, right outside of Portland, working with TSA as a supervisor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So at Christmas time, I had gone and had a mammogram, and they wanted me to come back, and they wanted me to come back. And I'm just thinking, okay, it's just normal. I got a call at Christmas time, and this was when everything was going crazy on the floor at the Portland airport. And I got 3 stripes on, and I'm trying to look really nice. And the girl said, you have breast cancer. I went, what? I had no idea. You don't get a call like that
No
from someone.
kidding.
I had no cancer in the family. And it's, okay, wait a minute. What? She says, yeah, you have invasive ductal carcinoma. I went, okay, what do I do? She says, well, I have the name of a doctor. I went, thank you. Oh, I appreciate your calling. And I just hung up and went in the bathroom and cried.
No kidding.
And then I came back because I have these responsibilities and you have to focus on different things. So I had the card of a girl who was the radiologist tech. She helped with doing the biopsy. And she said, if you have any questions, call me. Okay. I called her right away. And she says, okay, I see. We have a nurse navigator here at the hospital. Would you like to talk to her? And I said, absolutely. And she said, when? I said, how about now? Within 3 hours, I was sitting in that office. A navigator can help so many different ways. A lot of hospitals do have them now.
Okay.
They are so important, and you can always call and find out information. So I did. I went, sat down, and she told me a lot of the information. They didn't have all the test results back. But she told me some basics, and I said, okay, doctor. She says, okay, these are doctors. This is their personalities. These work together. This is where they are. I can help you choose if you'd like. Okay, so we got that done. She made appointments for me, which would have taken me a month or 2 to get to some of these, especially oncologists. I was following through. Within 2 weeks, I'd seen the surgeon. I had seen the oncologist. I had seen the plastic surgeon, and I was just amazed. Well, in the meantime, my kids were coming in for Christmas from Germany. And here I am. I have this news, and I've told myself it's okay to cry sometimes.
Sure.
Let it out, and then come back until next time, because sometimes it'll just hit you. And it's okay. And this is for one thing. I was telling this one person in our family that's having some problems with cancer now. And I said, it's okay to break down. It's better to let it out sometimes. So I felt good. And I went back and I started working and I continued. I did have a mastectomy within 2.5 weeks, because that was the decision I made with the help of the surgeon. And was back at work in 6 weeks. They wouldn't let you go any sooner. Had chemo and so many things, but I had such a positive force with my support group at TSA. I didn't have family in Oregon. Jim was working in Washington State at the time. And so, but sometimes that was okay because I could do what I needed to do for myself too. I didn't have to worry about trying to take care of anybody else. But it was such a time when there's so much going on that I don't know about. But I had good sources to check with, and I had amazing care out there, and I was so thankful. So I was back at running again, and I was running then still, probably within, I would say 6 weeks.
Wow.
As soon as they said it was okay.
You hit the pavement.
And I did. And I was working the stressful job for 10s or 11s sometimes. Eventually, I decided to give up my big stature of supervisor. And I said, I just want to be an Indian. I want to do my job and go home. I worked 4 or 5s. And that was so much better for me. It was still a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of stress in that particular job. And sometimes your mental acuity after chemo is not 100%. And it's okay, because you just have to realize that I can't do some of the things I used to be able to do. And compensating is one thing, but also understanding that some decisions that need to be made when you're in that capacity, you may not be as confident. You might be able to make those decisions properly, but the self-confidence is not there too. So, hey, I did that and then retired eventually, and I kept running. So my first half marathon basically without hair, I ran it in 2 hours and 11 minutes. So I was running good, but it was also so much that I needed to do for myself to take care of the body. So aside from that and some surgeries and then having a hip replaced, I have not missed a whole lot of running and walking. And I don't run as fast. Like I said, 10.5 minutes, that's about my fastest. That's okay. I love that. And then I usually walk about a 12 or 12.5 minute pace in races.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's that kind of events and doing the races. And we did a lot of wonderful half marathons in Oregon along the Columbia Gorge, along the waterfall areas, and just so many beautiful things that I loved being there for a lot of reasons. And it's cool in the morning. And we didn't have the humidity.
That's right.
But in dealing with that, I just felt like I could reach out to so many people, because I would have people call me and say, okay, I've had this diagnosis, or my wife is going through this now. And I felt like that could be a good support for them, and say, ask questions, get a second opinion. Don't hesitate to try to find out an answer. Don't go through all of the search engines. You need to be very careful, because some things out there are not really good for you.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was a good source for a lot of people. So definitely am very open about it. And people say, I can't believe that you've gone through this. Yeah. And you can do great. You can do great things, but you have to get out there. And sometimes you may not want to, but then you feel better. It's therapeutic.
And let's talk about, so how many years have you done this 3-day?
This will be the 14th year.
14th year.
Of course, COVID, we didn't have it. I had done it in Seattle for years, and I loved doing Seattle. COVID hit, we moved here, and they picked up in San Diego.
Wow.
So I'm headed back to San Diego again. This will be the 4th year. I did it in Denver 1 year. San Diego, walking along Mission Bay in the Pacific Ocean and Torrey Pines, a lot of hills. But you have this warmth. It's not a race. You cannot run, but you do run 22 miles, 20, and then 16 miles days to day. But they have support teams all along the way. They have water breaks and food and bathrooms, and they want you to make sure you go to the bathroom, you drink fluids, you eat something every 3 to 6 miles. And then they have a lunch for you. And then at the campsite, they have wonderful dinners and music and awards and people you hadn't seen in a long time. And then there are people that aren't there anymore.
It's okay to cry.
I know.
It's okay to cry.
She told us that it's okay to
So
cry.
I lost my best friend just before we moved here. She had breast cancer 26 years before. Great times. We mesh. Sometimes there are people that are magical, like Brenda, that you just mesh right away.
Sure.
And she was diagnosed with lung cancer that was attributed to some of the radiation she'd had 26 years before. They didn't have the guidelines. And she says, I'm going to live my life. And she said, I'm going with you. I said, I'm going. So she bought a camper, and we kayaked anyway. And she would take her camper. We would go out into the beautiful areas in Oregon and camp. And she had her big dog that we'd go with, and she lived her life. And that's what I want to do. You know, no matter what it's handed to you, you want to make sure that you get out there. And she kept going. So she didn't know we were going to be moving here. We put it off for many years. And so finally we came, and we bought a house here, and I went to tell her, and I could tell she was really deteriorating. But she had fought such a battle, and within a month, she was gone. She passed away about 3 weeks before we moved here, and I was one of the people that got up and spoke at a memorial. But if anybody was an amazing example, she rode her bike for these 3-day events. Sometimes she'd walk, but having to do 120 miles because you're biking so much. But she had this will to live, and she was not going to give up, and she kept going. So she is somebody I've always looked up to, and I feel she's watching me. And sometimes she's laughing at But it was really hard to lose her. But then occasionally we'll see something on the links for the 3-day that someone has passed, and she was metastatic for years, and all of a sudden she was gone. But I do encourage women to get their mammograms, to don't be afraid to do something like that. And hey, I'm here.
Absolutely.
And I just had gone and had another checkup after almost 15 years, and they said your chances of recurrence are almost zero.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
but I feel like it's diet, exercise, keeping your mind active, finding amazing people like Brenda and our swag warriors and our exercise warriors to keep you going, and a pottery business. So I have,
That's right. I don't think you have enough on your plate.
I know, and I have a bigger house than I wanted. It is something that people go through, and some people don't talk about it, and that's
right.
okay too. But that's the way they are. I'm private about a lot of things, but I just want to make sure that women understand it's okay to ask, to cry, to talk to someone.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling us it's okay to cry. Yeah.
Okay, here, my dear.
There we go. So there have been some lessons that you guys have learned from running, walking, community. What are some of those?
One of it is, while I don't run and I do walk, even when we cross the finish line, the people there saying, yay, cheering you on. There's never an empty finish line.
Oh, yes.
There are people lined up clapping for you. We see a lot of the same people at the races. They say, oh, you guys are great. You're great. And you finish. So I think that, and also getting others involved. To think that we started with 5, and now we have probably more than 11. That's who did the last race, and not everyone can do every race. I think at the Go Run, I think we're going to have 15 or so in our group. So that is a good lesson that friendship goes a long ways. 3 miles when you walk, and most of us try to do about a 16 to 17-minute walk. And we've had one member that was real slow. I was dragging her across, I swear, the first couple of races. Now she says, I think it was the old Mobile Run. She said, push me.
Wow.
I said, you really want to get pushed? That's why I said, you want to get pushed? I did let her cross over and finish in front of me. And so she loves to brag. And at the last race, she says, I finished in front of you. And I said, that's great. You know, it doesn't matter. So I think the friendship and the learning to get out and just move. I've done walking. I was in several performing groups in Idaho where we did parades. I've been in Macy's. I've done the London parade. I did President Bush's inauguration. I've done the cherry blossom. I mean, how many people can say they've done all those? Well, we're walking 5 to 10 miles sometimes. So, and kicking, moving your arms. So that's why I walk.
Always the entertainer. Always the entertainer.
Costumes.
I was understand what were these costumes?
I will one day show you. They were a trip. And so that's why I say, yeah, I'll do the headdress. So I'm making things. And yeah, so Miss Karen even has 2 projects. I forgot about the other one she asked me doing.
That Karen.
Yeah.
That Karen.
Well, I didn't put that in her job description either.
So what about you? You've hit on some of those already, but is there a lesson that has stuck with you?
You need to listen to your body. Sometimes your body's saying, I really can't do anymore. And sometimes it's going to say, I can do more. I can go and do this. You need to listen to it. And there are going to be times when, what is it saying? I'm not really sure. You need to rest. You need to have the proper shoes. There's been so many times when you're encouraging somebody else that's really struggling. But also, I know if there's a friend that's struggling, help them. Help them through a lot of things, too, because they certainly have helped me a lot. And that's just one. There's so many lessons but listening to your body is really important. Hydrate.
Yeah. And that's one thing we do. We never leave anyone behind. If someone is having some issues, last week, one of the individuals hadn't been well the day before. I said, fine, I'll walk with you. I got your back. So we don't leave anyone behind. We'll stick with them. It's okay. I mean,
keeping active is so important, especially at this stage. We're 70s. You know, it's so important. And I see.
We're 70s in our 70s?
I'm a year older than you, remember?
I will say that age, that is just a number with y'all.
Well,
like it has nothing.
Someone gave me in fact, Joby from our instructor gave me a T-shirt saying age is no excuse. And I wear that with pride because I just feel like as long as we keep going, we're going to keep going.
Y'all just love to cut up and have a good time.
Oh, we do.
That's the thing. Like, and I'm saying this in the most respectful way. You are who I want to become. Like, you understand? Like, this is the spirit that I want to have. I want to be able to sit across from somebody and share the story and be like, when I was running, this is how running evolved, and this is what I've learned. And maybe 2 generations, 3 however many generations away from me, but knowing that we have the same thing in common, that we hit the pavement together.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And
we love to hear that. And we do hear that. And it makes us feel so good because we work hard.
Yeah.
But it's just something we love to do. And if we ever couldn't do it, it would make a big difference.
I've stayed active for years. Yeah, I've done
even working.
You name
working
it. And working.
Yes.
I was a registered nurse working full-time in ortho and trauma, which is never easy.
No.
And even as a clinical coordinator at Stanford University Hospital. But I was out being active. I took belly dancing. I took yoga.
Belly dancing. Hey, let's find that.
I found my little syllables the other day. I had my
please rules the finish line with them one day.
I found them.
We have little skirts with the coins on them.
I feel like there's a costume
We did wear them the first year when everybody was doing the bras across the Causeway.
That's what we had because we used them at exercise. So we said we'd wear those now.
Kind of exercise program y'all got going on there.
It's just having fun. And
So
when I moved back to Alabama from Idaho, and I'd been in the performing groups, and I was on the stage group plus the parade group, so I was dancing in 2 groups, is my husband says, "You going to take all those costumes down? I'm not going to need them." So I got rid of so much. I had to buy all that back. I told him I should have moved it. I have skirts and tutus in every color. You want it? I got it.
Someone was saying something about, okay, let's look at this costume and look at how many of these costumes can we have? Well, we can buy more.
I love that. I love that. So you ladies have traveled a lot. So I got to know, do you have a favorite race?
A favorite race would be one of them in Oregon along the gorge. But my favorite event is the 3-day. Just because of the emotion and what I get out of it. So the event is that, but my race, the Peachtree Road race was really great too.
Okay.
I've done that for years, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess the Bloom's Day in Spokane, Washington. And there again, it started with 2 of us. And then we grew. And we had a team name. It wasn't named after me, but we called ourselves the B Team.
Okay.
And we had a T-shirt with a B. And then one of the ladies had the fancy sewing machine. So after every year, we'd give her our shirt and she'd write with embroidery or whatever they do on that machine, the year on it. And so it was really nice. And some of them were older, some were younger, some had some physical disabilities. And so we would work with it. And the T-shirt was a secret. They kept the finisher shirt was a secret until the end. And we would guess the color of the shirt and put $1 in an envelope. And then the winner would get it. Now, you couldn't say blue. You had to say sky blue.
Oh, okay.
Royal
that's fair.
blue.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
The person that won one year, which I don't think she should have won, is she said white. Well, to me, white is not color. Guess what color the shirt was? White. Oh, I'm so mad about that white. I'm so angry about that white shirt.
That's right. White is not a color.
So we made that fun and you didn't win much. $15 was $15.
Hey, for the next race, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that was probably, it was fun because it was the first time I dressed up, but too. Now I dress up for all of them.
What's amazing here is that in Oregon, the races cost over $100 a lot of times. 75 is the cheapest. Here, they're affordable for people, and especially if you're with the Pacers. And I was with the Pacers when we lived here before, and it was just so neat. They're affordable. You can opt out for a T-shirt because some people don't really want a T-shirt. And I think that is bringing in more people too, because if you're spending $75 to $100 for a race, you get food afterwards. And I know it really is great that here we have that opportunity to have that as an option for people. It's just really good.
Well, we have more races here now. When I was in Idaho, you could only race from the end of April to the beginning of October because of winter.
Oh, wow.
So we had a very short window.
Sure.
And they were fun, like the Cherry Pickers Trot, Huckleberry Run. They had cute names.
Yeah.
I remember probably one of my worst races. I just thought about
I was just about to ask that question.
And it was really, I was running because I was coaching over at Morgan Academy, and my boys were going there, and there was a race in Birmingham over by the Ironworks statue up there. I can't even think of what it's called. It's a 10K in December. And I'm wearing my little shorts and my little singlet, and I go up there, and we had freezing rain and sleet. Freezing rain in sleet. So I averaged, I think I did the 10K in about 41 minutes just because I wanted to get out of it. It was so cold. But it was great because my time was super. But when you think about it, and then I had to drive back to Selma, which was an hour and a half by the time I got back. It was like, that was quite an unusual race that I did. But I was crazy enough to say, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get this in your mind.
Do you have one?
Well, I don't know if I would really call it my. I decided to do a half marathon when I was 64 because I knew when I turned 65 I wouldn't do it. And here she does full marathon, so go figure. And I told my friend that talked me into it. I said, I don't run. She said, oh, we don't run. I said, now, you know I don't run. Oh, we don't run. We ran probably a third of that race. And every step I'm sitting there, I won't tell you what I called her. Well, but I finished in a respectable time. I walked the last part, found a couple. I wouldn't say it's like my worst race, but I didn't think I was going to be running it because, no, I did not train.
I love that facial expression you just gave me. You're like,
yeah, but I still remind her when it comes up in memory. Remember this, Melanie? We don't run. So I'll send that to her about once a year.
I love that. I might be a little bitter still about it.
Training is so important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's helped us a lot is that a lot of times we get together in groups. Hey, we're going to do this. And they've been super supportive for me too. They'll come out and maybe they'll do a 3 to 5 mile out of my 10 or 12. But it's okay. We go out and we look for the alligator over south, and we'll try to see what else is going on, rabbits. And it helps to have your group to support you because training can be very hard. It can be monotonous, and sometimes you just say, I just don't want to do it. But when you have other people there with you and you laugh, we laugh a lot.
Oh, sure.
Obviously.
Oh, sure.
Well, at the couple of weeks ago when Jamie said, I only want to walk 3 miles. Okay. We finished and it was 5.8. She didn't realize that she had done 5.8.
And she'd had such a good time.
Yeah.
We walked through around Langdon Park. We walked up through the Japanese garden because they hadn't been there since it had reopened.
And we found some money.
Did you take it off somebody?
No. We found some money on the street and we stopped and picked it up using Kleenexes in case it had drugs on it. Well, it ended up being $121. Well, only $1 was real money. The rest of it was movie money.
You should have seen them. Oh, here's another 20. Oh my gosh. These were like kids finding candy, Easter eggs.
So we picked them up with Kleenex, put them in
at a bandana with
bandana, and then I put them in a thing I had and then took them home and dumped them out to wash them. And when I put them in the water and it fell apart. So that was fun. That was our funny. It was so funny. We had that $121 spent.
Well, we thought somebody across the street in the house probably staged it there. And all of a sudden someone said, well, maybe he's watching us pick up this money he's put out here. All these things you talk about. What were there, about 5 of us or 6 of us at that time? It was. And Jay, look, there's another.
But the dollar was real. The $1 bill was real.
Did you keep the dollar?
Jamie kept it, and then my husband did something with her tire, so she tipped him that $1.
Boy, that dollar's really getting around town.
So, and then I put it in my Mexican train money, that group that I play with, because we play for money. That's it. Whatever. And and now it's in the Mexican train money.
I'm telling you, that dollar's really getting loud.
Yeah, but the other went right in the trash and it fell apart.
And also with this crew, we get together for other things too. We'll go out and do some other adventures or happy hour. We'll have a good time, not just concentrate on running and walking.
Yeah.
And that's very important. And the older you get, the more you need these companions. And that's what we have found, because there are women that are younger than us that don't do anything and say, I wish I could do something. Come see us. Come over to Connie Hudson. Come to any of the exercise group areas and see, because you're going to find people that are older that may not be able to do as much, but they're there and they're doing the best they can that day.
They're moving.
They're moving.
Absolutely.
And
They're
the
getting out of the
interaction
house.
with people is so important. And especially like we move so much. And Brenda's moved a lot. And that is one way to build your friendships and to keep you active.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love that. I also just feel like I just got an open invitation to come hang out with you ladies.
Please do that.
Anytime. That's
Please
what
do.
I heard from all of us.
Please do. Please do. If I do my 12 miles tomorrow, you can come join me.
Okay. Listen to her. So let's talk about getting ready for race day. Besides the costume, do you guys have a pre-race routine?
Well, if you're saying that morning race, I have to have a little cup of coffee. I don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
what time that race is. And then always try to have some protein for me. I find it's important. Sometimes I'll have oatmeal. Sometimes I'll just have a piece of wheat bread with peanut butter on it. So I guess that's basically my routine, but making sure everything is laid out the night before. I mean, but everything else, I make sure I'm not missing something as far as clothes, and if it's going to be cold, or if we need maybe it's going to rain, to have a disposable raincoat with me. So I just get, since you're walking, it's hard to get ready.
Right. Yeah, we don't do the combo loading
I don't,
or anything
no.
like that the night before. But yeah, you do want to make sure you get enough rest. Sure. But yeah, coffee is important. And
I have to have it.
I always walk with a water bottle. I always have to have that with me, and then electrolytes in the car too, to restore afterwards.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good. So you cross the finish line, whether that's dancing, running, having a good time cheering. What do you ladies like to do?
See what food is available.
Oh, okay. I like it.
We start gathering in group, but no, I love that here, because the races I did in California, what I did in Idaho, there was no food.
Really?
Nothing. There was water.
I don't go there then unless there's food.
They may have food trucks, but you have to buy it.
Okay.
Here is, oh boy, that Cammy's old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of our first stops. And then last week, the hot dogs, and then the cookies and the beer. The first thing is scope out the food.
That's right. Hey,
That's important.
that's one of the reasons why I love Rose Girls Causeway is the waffle and the ice cream.
Yes.
And the sausage.
The Hall sausage. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Just, and that line, I'm like, y'all, like, get out of my way because I'm coming. I
Yeah.
love Cammy's.
I did too. When we moved here, I took my husband there, because when I was in nursing school, of course, it was Old Dutch, then not
Yeah.
Cammy's. And that was our ending of the date night, was to go there. And so I took my husband there the first year we moved here after his birthday. And he now has made the decision, if he's going to eat ice cream, it's going to be the best. It's going to be Cammy's.
Right? No,
So
I
it's
completely
always in my
agree.
freezer.
Absolutely. That's good.
So that's my thing
That's
after I
good.
grow
I
up.
love that.
Well, I grab another bottle of water. I always run with water, and I do wet T-shirt thing. I pour water on me because I get so hot. But I grab a bottle of cold water and put up against me because I do sweat a lot and I get hot. And so I feel like that cools me down.
Sure.
And then I also make sure I get some electrolytes because of being so sweaty. I do eliminate a lot through my
Oh, and sweat.
and so I need to make sure I replace that. If they have bananas, a lot of times a half a banana is great. Ice cream is absolutely wonderful.
That's right.
A lot of times having some chips too to get some salt back in is really important. And it's nice that we do have that here. And I'm so very thankful of that.
Absolutely. So let's shift gears to hitting the pavement. What is your absolute favorite running item? You will not hit the pavement without this item.
I have to use my iPod. I listen to music, and that keeps me going with my cadence, my running. Besides my water bottle, I mean, I have to have that.
Okay.
But I have to have my music on. It's just good.
What's your playlist like?
Well, it's a lot of the exercise music. It's even Pitbull and things that are so super active, and it's been great. I don't use the really slow ones, but I do, because the cadence on that's really important to me, and it keeps me in step. And so I really do enjoy that. But yeah, I like that. Even when I'm walking with a group, I'll have it on. I may not hear it as much, but that's just kind of something that helps me a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Now, I don't listen to music when I walk because I talk.
What?
I didn't know that. We solve the world problems every time.
Absolutely.
We have solved everything. I don't know why they don't want us on some national
We'll say
committee.
the same thing.
I
Just
mean,
put us in office.
ask us. I mean, just
Absolutely.
ask
Solve
our
some
opinion.
problems.
Trust me, we will do it. Now, the one thing I have to have is not the music. I cannot walk without my ID, with my insurance card,
All right.
and a credit card and a couple of dollars. And cost
Legit dollars.
Yeah, legit.
dollars.
Some that I didn't find on the street.
ID is super important in my water bottle. I
And I-
have all of that. It is so, people don't realize that.
Yeah.
How important. You
Now,
need to
I
have
do
ID.
know in healthcare that they will take care of you, but I want them to know who to call.
Yeah, sure.
So I just can't do it. And I talk to people all the time, half the group, and then, no, I don't have it with me. I can't do it. It's just,
And sometimes you have warnings, like I was not supposed to have IVs or blood pressure in my left arm, and I have a titanium hip. So a lot of those things, it's good to know if you have an accident or you're not able to really speak. That's very important for allergies. So you have all that with you, and that is one of the top things. Yes.
I love that you said insurance card, because I went last month and went up Oak Mountain and did a 5K. I've never ran a mountain. So I brought my insurance card, because I'm like, what happens if I fall off this mountain or trip or whatever? I'm like, and I told my friends and my son, we were all there together. I was like, guys, this is where my insurance card is. I need you to know. And they were laughing. I was like, no, this is where my mind went. So I'm so glad that you said that.
now, do know the hospital will take care of you, but I want them to know they can take care of
Yes,
it.
right. Yeah. Go ahead, put this baby out.
Yeah, just feel it, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love that. I appreciate that you brought that up.
Yeah,
So
very
that's-
important.
Absolutely. Walking shoes. What do you like to walk in?
Well, I have always used Asics.
Okay.
But this year I bought a pair of Nikes and I'm enjoying them.
Oh, okay.
And so I still have the others. So I have gone back and forth a little bit to see which one I like the best for the walks. And I think right now the Nikes are winning back.
Okay.
I use the others at exercise, but haven't worn them. The Nikes exercise, I don't know why. But that's been my favorite. I have some Rykas too that I use, but I think right now for all the walks, I've done the Nikes
Okay.
this year.
I started out with a Nike waffle trainer in the 70s.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was such a shoe. And I started out
Imagine being heavy and
no, it's the waffle they were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
How the waffle design was designed by Nike. And so that was the first shoe.
It was.
So I have gone the Nike, the New Balance. I ran in Asics for about 10 years. And then sometimes they change the
Absolutely.
arch or the width. And so I went back to New Balance. And I have been wearing New Balance, I think the 860s for the last couple of years, and referred a lot of people to that because I have a large foot and it's wide and it fits, and it's one that you don't have to worry about breaking in or change the arches support or any of the inserts. And I've been pleased with those. They work for me. Just go.
Yeah, when I was in the performing group, my walking shoes there was New Balance. That's all I wore there. And I still have a pair here, but they're white, so I'm not going to wear white shoes.
Why be basic? White's not a color.
No, it wouldn't go with the outfit. But there it had to be white.
So when you guys do longer distance, do you take anything? I know you take water and electrolytes. Do you take anything to fuel with you?
Sport beans.
Sport beans. Okay.
Sport beans are great because you can take a few at a time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those with a lot of the electrolytes or the gels and things, if you don't have enough fluids to go along with it, it's not good for your body.
That's right.
And we had that happen. I used to do the Portland. It was the walk from Portland to the sea. It was the Portland to coast, although they have the hood to coast. And there was a girl who just was doing the electrolyte little gels and not drinking enough fluids. And it really, she had a very difficult time. But sport beans are great because you can eat 2 or 3. It gives you a little bit of a burst. Drink some water. And I always have those. I always have cough drop with me to keep I'm a mouth breather. And so cough drops help keep your mouth from drying out too much.
Okay.
So I always have my little cough drops with that. And some people like Karen has decided that's what she's going to be doing too. And she is. I always have a couple of Advil with me. And so,
Yeah.
I would say about the same that Susan said. And I do take the water at all the water stops. As I tell people, even if you put it in your mouth and spit it out, take the water, pour it on your neck if you need to.
Right.
But I'm still, quite a few of our members don't do it. And I don't need it. Yes,
for
you do.
distance, you really do need to replenish.
And when it's hot,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it is here.
Oh,
This,
yeah.
It was hot.
Oh.
This last race was hot.
I love fake fall. I wish it would come
I
back.
know.
And then we go to
I
real
know.
fall. That was so pleasant.
Yes.
But the weekends are hot.
That Saturday for the race, the hurricane run, it
was
okay.
fun.
Friday it was nice. Sunday
Yeah.
it was nice. It was like, okay, why
What
did we-
happened?
Absolutely.
And it
Yeah.
got so still when you're in the area near the
Yeah.
houses, there was no breeze, and it's like, okay, then you come around and you have a mile to get to the finish line. You have to turn that corner, and
Yeah.
there's the finish line.
Yeah, but just use that water even.
Yeah. That's
So
very good.
important.
You guys have already hit on some of them, but do you have a favorite running core like memory when you think about this memory? Just you're like, I love running or walking.
Better walking. A favorite memory. I don't think I have a favorite memory. I have some great memories. And I think the memories is looking back to it, the pictures that we have taken and seeing how we have grown and evolved. But maybe the one is spoken, the cherry pickers trot. That was always so cute because it would start off with a tractor starting off, and I've never had a tractor start a race.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he would start the race with when the tractor took off, you better take off. So that was cute. That was just cute. And then at the Huckleberry Run, they would have Huckleberry breakfast after the run. So that was fun after the run.
Absolutely.
See, that's a fun memory. Huckleberry pancakes.
No kidding.
Picked right there in Wallace, Idaho.
Wow.
But all the memories
Yeah,
are
there's
just,
some absolutely wonderful. I think the most emotional one is doing the 3-day when you're finishing.
Sure.
And then you have all these people cheering, and I usually finish early, but the last walker, everybody is around there in the closing ceremonies. But I know the one that makes a super impression, my oldest son, who still is a runner, he did triathlons. I used to do triathlons too. He did triathlons. So he qualified for the national triathlon in Hilton Head, South Carolina at age 14. And I remember seeing him cross that finish line, and he was in with the pros. He was 14 and skinny and short. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, look at this amazing young person who has been training so hard and doing all this, even though I did not do that particular one to this day. And they had him on ESPN. They said, and here is Chris Hilton. He is the youngest competitor in this event. And then they changed the age group, so you had to be 16.
Oh.
But there he was, and I have a copy of that. And he's wearing the Savannah Striders T-shirt that he had, and I was so pleased that I could help instill some of his competitive spirit too, because it's a lot of us, like I said before, that a lot of times you're not going to be able to do what you did the day before.
That's right.
If that happened, if everybody always had a PR, then you'd be running a 2-minute mile. But there are days when you can do so much, and other days when this is the best I can do, and that's okay. And you're going to finish, and you're going to do your best.
That's good.
So there's a lot of great memories. There's so many that we have too, and just seeing some of the new people come out. And I love doing this. This is so much fun. It's hard, but I sure do love doing it.
That's right.
Bill, so can I join you? What's the next race? Okay, what are you wearing? Okay.
can I join you? When do and there some of them yesterday at exercise, or was it yesterday? Day before.
Yeah.
Get them mixed up. I got my outfit. Now, where do I hem it up to? So, because we shortened them a little bit because they were too long.
They were down there.
They were mid-side, mid-calf. That was too long.
Yeah, you got to show some skin, girl.
So I said, oh, right there. Okay. So I'm excited about it because it's going to be her first one in outfit
Ah, that's awesome.
or in costume.
Love that. No, it's a running outfit. Go for it.
It's an outfit.
Outfit.
That's what we called them in the group, was outfits. I didn't have costumes. Here I have costumes.
Let's shift a little bit to recovery. Do you guys have a favorite way that you like to recover?
having enough fluids in the car
Mhm.
wherever we're going. A lot of
Mhm.
times something to eat. I get in the shower and just stand there for a little while and relax. I may go out in my workshop and do a little bit with my pottery, or I may go out in the garden. I may read a little bit. Stretching is really important. I do not do enough stretching before and after. And that's something I need to be doing a lot more of. And that's one of the recovery areas that you need to be looking at. I need to do more.
And that same thing, the electrolytes, always prepare them, leave them in the car, whether I'm driving or someone else is driving. Say, I'm leaving these here, so they'll be on their way home. Just stay cold, and then just get home and get those clothes off.
Girl, yes.
It's not about getting those grimy, sweaty clothes off
Mhm.
and getting in the shower. You just feel 100%.
Yeah.
And then usually I'll go in and have, there again, a boiled egg or a piece of cheese or something.
Salads are so good too because that's moisture
It's-
too.
Yeah, it's easy. It's nice to eat a salad, but it's easy to grab that boiled egg.
So
Have to make a salad.
one thing too, after as a recovery, listen to your body. And sometimes you get that shower and I don't feel like doing anything else today. I'm going to curl up in my chair and turn on one of the British mysteries and curl up with my blanket and say, okay, I'm just going to recover for a little while like that. And it's okay to do that because sometimes you have just really depleted everything you've got in your body.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's mental too. So it's okay, I need to tone it down. And that works for me a lot of times.
I'm so glad you said that because I'm listening to y'all and I'm like, well, I'm really slacking in my recovery because I go get my cold plunge and I take a nap. That's what I do. So
I have taken naps. Let's face it, naps can happen.
Well, when you curl up in your chair with your little blanket,
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
okay,
And
you
you're
can
nice and
rest.
clean, especially like you said, after you've been like all sweaty and
Oh,
everything.
that
just like,
shower.
yeah.
And putting on something loose. Usually
Yeah.
I'll put on like a sundress or
Yeah.
big t-shirt, just something loose.
Yeah.
And then know you're not leaving that house.
That's what I absolutely.
Well, a lot of us have gotten these seat covers because they're waterproof to put over your seats.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us have, I have leather seats in my car, and it's so important. It's, oh my gosh, I need to do this. So a lot of people have gotten them too. The towels don't always work, so we put that on there before you get in the
Oh,
car.
yeah, absolutely. You guys have hit on it very much, but cross training, I'm assuming the center that you guys go to for exercise.
Yoga.
We do yoga.
They have Zumba and they have high impact interval training.
Okay.
And then stretching. I go to the Rock 2 days a week.
Okay.
And we do a lot of stretching. And boy, yesterday, I don't think there was a joint, a muscle, a tendon, a ligament that did not get stretched. And we use sometimes a stretchy band. Sometimes we'll use weights. We did use weights. Just say we'll use balls, so little balls, big balls. We drum.
Pound. We have this
We pound.
I like
gosh.
So we pound. And so that really helps. And then we walk. I walk, but we walk as a group. And there again, you laugh and talk. So how can you not? So we do a lot of cross training, I guess you would say.
Absolutely.
And Susan right now is concentrating on walking. So.
Distance, but
Yeah.
I've still got to get out and run for the races because I'll be doing that on Tuesday over at Metalbona Park because it's easy to run there. So I will do that. But like I mow the grass and it's a mile to do the front, it's a mile to do the back. So that's cross training. I kayak some, but I'm not really crazy about alligators. We didn't have them in Oregon. So
Right.
kayaking.
Oh, you don't like to
was-
pet alligators?
And I don't want to know. Yeah, so that has been a real challenge for me to get back out and do
Sure.
that. But that is one of the things. One thing we did, a lot of us went over across the bay to Fairhope where they have the bungees, where you get on these bungees.
The bungee
Did you
fitness.
really?
Oh my gosh, if there was
It
one
is
local, we
fun.
would do it.
We would do it. We'd be signed up every
It
day there.
was hysterical. Okay, we had a good time anyway, but this was just,
It's our group. I think we had about,
I think there were eight.
eight of us or so.
Yeah.
And so we had just us there. So you were not embarrassed because we'd already seen each other embarrass ourselves at Zumba and yoga and stuff. So that bungee, it was a blast. That's all I got to tell you. I'd do it again.
Yeah.
I feel okay. We should take a trip over there.
It was a free class too.
Okay.
It was introduction. And then if it was closer, we would do it. And it was fun, but it was also quite taxing because sometimes you challenge yourself because you tip yourself over. Now they weigh you and they put weights on to make sure that everything's secure. You're not afraid of breaking that little cord that you're on.
Oh, no.
But she was really good about explaining everything, and it's done to music. And we were sweating.
Yeah, yeah.
But we had a blast. So that was a good cross training.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if the exercise or the laughing, it was kind of equal. Yeah.
The laughing's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It burns calories.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
we turned a lot that
It
day.
works muscles.
When she told us that we had to do the burpee with the bungee, it was like, we're going to do what on this cord? So it was interesting, but do it. If you get the opportunity, do it.
Okay. Got it. Obviously, you guys have been around, especially with the group starting up and everything, growing the way that it has. When somebody comes to you and they say, hey, I want to get started running or walking, what is a piece of advice you tell them?
I think go to Susan.
Stop.
I do.
Now,
And we've had several that started
Oh,
running.
absolutely. You need to look at shoes. You don't want to wear just walking shoes because a lot of times they don't absorb impact, but it depends on your foot. You need to find someone that will help fit you properly. Listen to your body, and you can't really start out doing 5 miles. You want to start walking just gradually. Practice around your subdivision if you can, or practice over one of the parks that you can go to. Get with someone that can help you with your stride, how you hold your body, because a lot of people are tense. They squish up their hands.
Sure.
You need to be a relaxed gait, walking or running. And that helps you if you move your arms properly. It helps you get going. So someone else with you can help you with that too. And a lot of us are glad. If you want to start walking, we'll do a little walking trail. We'll find a place to go that we can do it, and it'll be fun. You can do this amount or stop and join in more.
We started some with just 1 mile and making a route back to the car, but we usually do 2, so they mile there, mile back, and they don't realize it.
Yeah, some
I mean,
places you
really.
can add those loops and you can still see people. Because one of the things when I'm with a training, when they come and help me train, I never let anybody walk by themselves, even though, okay, I really need to get back to the car. Okay, somebody is going with you. It's a big responsibility sometimes too, because if you're going from one of the trails at South all the way to Langan Park and back, it's 5 miles. So somebody might not be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to have you start at a different place. So you will be walking less distance and you'll get back to your car sooner. We'll be with you.
Now, see, what I do is I leave an air tag in the car, so if they try to lose me, I know how to get back to my car.
Genius.
They can't lose me that way. I put the air tag in the car.
With the air. We've been practicing the go run. A lot of times we might reverse it because we'll start over at the Glen Sebastian trailhead and go up that way. And so people want to see, what are you going to be doing for that particular event? Because it's a fun one, but there's some challenging hills, especially towards the finish. Okay. But it's a lovely campus to practice a lot of those things. You can get some good distance there, and it's cool and shady. Look for gators in the ponds.
Those you're okay with.
Yeah, that's
Like,
okay.
they
They
can stay there.
get me. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Do you guys have goals?
To keep moving.
That's it. What I wrote down. Keep going.
Just keep going. And when I started, and I hate to go back to even being in the performing groups, and the first thing I did with them was a Hershey's 100-year parade, and then went to London, danced to the Queen. And I'll never forget my brother said, have you gone crazy? And I said, maybe a little bit, but I'm having fun there because I have more friends. No, so that's the goal, is just to keep moving and to enjoy. Now, I did ask Susan not long ago now. I heard here she's changed her mind. I said, when we going to stop doing this? She said, oh, maybe at 80. And I'm thinking, okay, she's a year older. I can stop at 79.
No, I can't stop.
But now,
She said, I just heard it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We ain't stopping.
so I'm going like, oh, man, I got to keep going.
My goal and our goal is to be a good example.
Absolutely.
Because there are people in our group that are 15, 20 years younger, some of them, and they say, I can't believe you're in your mid-70s now. I'm a little over mid-70. But it's still, we're going to keep going, and we want to be that good example.
Yeah.
And that's one of our goals, to keep going and keep laughing.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. Is there something, especially on the 3-day, when it's, as we talked about how hot it gets, is there a saying or a mantra or something that you tell yourself to keep going, to not give up?
I can do this. I can do this.
And it's really one foot in front of the other. And that's what I'll tell. And just keep looking forward. And I posted something yesterday on our Exercise Warrior. It doesn't matter your pace. As long as you're going forward, it's forward.
That's good.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put that on
She
yesterday.
finds some great things and
Yeah.
she posts and they're very energetic too. It's like this group and supporting each other. And sometimes we have some rough times at home or physically and emotionally. And it's great that we have these people that we can talk to. And if it is one-on-one, especially, it doesn't go any further. It's just a very personal
Yeah,
time.
sure.
And that's so important at our stage.
And the support, I broke my arm last year. The first 3 races we did, I couldn't tie my shoe. People had to tie my shoe. We did that bunny boat, and I came in first place for the age group. Now that was walking, and the guy looked at me. He said, "You need a special award because here I am in a sling." And I said, "Well, give me one." But I did. They were in Charlotte, was peeling the candy for me to eat afterwards, peel my banana. I'm sitting there going, these are your friends that'll do
Yeah.
that for you. So our mantra is to keep going, keep moving,
And laugh.
and laugh,
And look cute while doing it.
and look cute.
But even though we're sweaty, even though sweat's running out of our
I can just go like this.
That's right. Yeah. Do you have a favorite length to run or walk, whether it's a training day or it's race day? Is there a certain distance?
At this stage, I really like the 5Ks.
Okay.
Now for walking, it's different, but running, that's about all that I want to be doing. Although I am going to challenge myself at the half marathon with my own battery. I will run maybe half of that because I will be coming off of a long distance walk from that. But usually at this point, and I used to be a 5K person. I'm a 10K person. And that was my favorite. But I think right now for running, it's 5K.
Okay.
I think to get the most people out to walk with us, a 5K works. Now, it's the public 12K in November. There are those that said I did it once. They're one and done on it. But
Okay.
I wasn't going to do it this year. And Karen says, "Oh, you have to do it because it's the 10th year anniversary." I said, "Okay, this is the last year."
It's a tough, I did it 3 years in a row, but that's the same week as the 3-day in San Diego.
yeah,
Now,
I've done
the
it 3
only thing
years.
bad about that is you see that battleship 2 miles before you get
It's a
to it.
mirage, right?
And you're not
Yeah.
almost there. You're
That's
not
right.
almost there.
Yeah.
You still have to turn that corner into and you're not there yet.
But I would say, I agree, the 5Ks at our stage and age is good. The 10Ks are not bad. The 12Ks, that's going to be interesting.
However, that first mile is downhill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
So you better be
that
careful.
first
The
mile.
first mile. And then it levels off.
And
a
then
little
you
bit.
got 6.4 something to go.
It's that hill that you get to just before you turn into
Right.
Battleship Park. That's bad. It's like the bridge is, I hate this bridge.
Because there it is.
You can always go back down. You can go back
That's right,
down,
that's
but you
right.
got to climb that hill
Yeah.
and then go back down. And
But then you know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Absolutely. When you're not running, what are you passionate about? What fuels you?
Mine is cruising with my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we enjoy cruising. And this year, it's only going to be 2. Last year I did 5. Of course, 2 of them was with girlfriends.
Okay.
And on one of them I fell and broke my wrist doing the
barefoot dancing.
electric slide.
Stop.
But I danced afterwards too with the cast on. But yes, but we did a lot of camping in Idaho. We had a camper. Was a big fly fisherman, so that was fun. Here, not so much. So we just, if I get him on a boat, he thinks he's fishing. I don't know. But we just enjoy it, going to trivia, going to the shows, just having fun together. And it's been the 2 of us our life, so it's been having fun with each other.
Yeah. Oh. And how long have you guys been married?
It was 45 years last March, so going on 46.
Wow. That's amazing.
In today's world.
Yeah.
Of course, 2 of my siblings hit 50 years this year, marriage, so
That's
stick with
beautiful.
'em.
Yeah, absolutely. What fuels you, my friend?
Well, right now, fueling me is working in my clay area, my pottery.
Yes.
That's a good thing. And I can't believe after retiring, after working in it, I guess, for about 25 years, moving to Oregon, I sold all my equipment, came back here, and people says, I have some of your pottery that I bought at Fairhope or at Langan Park. Send me a picture. And then I found a piece over at the Botanical Gardens. I did it in 1997, and it's a little green jar, my copper green glaze with oak leaves. It says, watch us grow again. because I'm a master gardener and I was really active there. And it was like, I turned it over, Susan Hilton, 1997. Oh my gosh, I now have that jar again. And then I have people saying, okay, I used to buy from you in Fairhope or in Daphne in different places. And I found a jar over at Waterfront Mission that I had done. It was a big black jar. It looked like it had barbed wire on it. It was down in the bin. I went, oh, that looks familiar. It was a piece I had made. Perfect condition, not even any dust on it. It was like, Karen was in Waterfront Mission when I found it. And I said, look, this is my piece. So there were omens. And then when people start saying, I gave my mother some pieces. Now, did you do a show at Langdon Park and it had leaves on it? I said, yes. So it's a great therapy for me. It's very hard work. But I love it when I can do something like
Give
some
awards.
fun-
I do awards.
I did awards, for the Do It in the Bush, which everybody liked getting something they
They
could
were
use.
amazing. They were so cute.
I got the first place medal because I stole
she
hers.
took it from me.
I was third, but I liked hers best.
I did those in 10 days.
Wow.
Went through 130 pounds of clay
That's
and
crazy.
helps from one of my neighbors. And plus I had a show the Mother's Day weekend in Foley. I had that before that. So trying to get all of that done. But I was so honored when Peggy said, would you be interested in doing awards? So I have been contacted by a few other events to do some too.
Wow.
And it's really great when somebody says, oh, I can use this. I love medals. But after a while it's, I'd really have something.
Oh, I
can
love
use.
stuff like that. Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's been a great thing for me. It is therapy. It is hard work. In fact, this morning I was going to be unloading the kiln, but I got a telephone call, so I had to change. But it's exciting because I'm going to be doing, unfortunately, I cannot do the Bras Across the Causeway because I'm doing the Dolphin Island Art Trail. I'm one of the juried potters there. So I was really excited. But the survivors there will be getting either a magnet or a little ornament with that. And I'm doing a little raffle basket too for them. So I hate to miss that because it's always been a great one. But yeah, doing the shows has been great because I get to see people and be out there and get something different. But as long as I can do it, I will. As long as my husband has his pickup truck and he'll help me load and unload. He can go away, but just help me load up the truck and load. And then
I love this so much. And it really is. If anyone's listening, they should definitely reach out to you for awards because it really is something special. Like it's really cool. It's really cool what you did. So
yeah,
I love
I
it.
enjoyed that. So hopefully that'll work out. And I enjoy traveling. My husband and I we had done a 30-day trip along the Mediterranean, Adriatic. We went on one of the Viking cruises.
Wow.
2 days ahead in Barcelona and then a couple in Istanbul. It was beautiful. The ship was wonderful, small ship, but it was a long time.
Sure.
We got to see Pompeii and Pisa, places that you might not have gone to ordinarily. But it was a long trip. I love the river cruises. And we have family, our son and his family are in Germany and Portugal. They have places both. I haven't been there since COVID because we moved and then just craziness. But I love to be able to go and see them and go a lot of their adventures because they're just super active.
Yeah. Wow. And how long have you guys been married?
42 years.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
My friends, any final words of wisdom?
Find people that you love to be with, that you can be with. Your family. I love my family, and that's one of the reasons we moved back to Mobile, because I had been gone for 50 years. I was the one that moved. I moved to Houston to better my education as a nurse, and then kept progressing it. But then found it was time to move back close to family. So my family is important, but to find a group of friends, and my nursing class is very close. We just had a reunion last weekend, and just keep your friends and people, and don't be afraid of people. Some people will not talk to someone. I'll talk to a wall. But that's
I love the progressive commercial where they say, don't be like your family and your parents. I do. I talk to treat people in the grocery store. It's just,
don't be afraid of people. And everyone has a story.
That's right.
And learn their stories. And I've been fortunate. I haven't had the problem Susan had, but I broke my arm the week that we put our house on the market in Idaho. But then I had friends helping me pack my house. I moved here. I had family unpacking my boxes. So find friends. And then when we met, it was almost instant.
It was.
Mm.
And
I
we're
mean,
always next to each other in class. Yeah.
And for the
Everyone
guys, they
knows.
drove here together too.
And
They know
we
that's
get
our
together for the events.
We keep
too.
saying there's no safe spots, but they know that's our spot.
Oh, yeah. And if I'm not going to be there, she makes sure somebody else comes up into my spot because I turn this way so I can see Joby.
That is
So
fantastic.
just don't be afraid to talk to people.
Mm.
And I guess as a nurse, I learned a long time ago that I had 0.3 seconds. Have that person trust me. It can be the same way with the friendship. Be
Yeah.
there for them. I've been there I said, man, I'm tired. I moved here and retired from nursing. Well, heck, I think I've done more nursing with family and friends. And that's what I'll tell them. Your tribe nurse is checking on you. That's what I'll tell them. We call ourselves a tribe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We were in the South forever. Jim was born in North Carolina and I was in Chicago, but we lived in the South. Jim was in the paper industry. So we moved. We moved here, we moved there every 3 to 5 years. We were in Selma 8.5 years, but that was rare. But then Oregon for 17. And then you have your bases there. And our son is here in Mobile with his family. And the only reason he's here is because he was in the Coast Guard, gone out, and we were here. So he said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving to Germany because I can't speak German. And it's just a different culture. It's lovely, but I would not want to live there. So moving back here, we put it off for about 6 years. I retired, Jim retired, but we loved Oregon. We could do our adventures. We could be at waterfall in an hour and a half, or the Pacific, or cross-country skiing at Mount Hood in about an hour and a half. So it was really hard, especially to come here. But then this was my saving grace right here. In fact, I called and talked to the refit people to find out where classes were here in Mobile. And they gave me Joby's name. And I was set up for classes as soon as we moved here. I had to wait till I got a little bit settled. But it was an instant thing. It's okay, this is where I need to be. And it's very important the older you get to keep active with people and share your story and ask people about theirs, like Brenda said, about what they think. And some people are very close, but some people will open up to you, especially one-on-one, that, yeah, we've got similar interests. We've had similar things going on. And don't hesitate to call me. And there are times when someone might call and say, I just need a friend right now. And you don't get that if you move around a whole lot. You might have some contacts, but things change. But if you see these people a couple times a week,
Sweat with them.
then sharing the important stories like that too. It's been great.
Absolutely. Brenda, I gotta know, did you go up and talk to Susan the first day you saw her in class?
No, the first
Okay.
first day of class, I stood in the back because I did. The only time I've been in the back.
That was before I was
Yeah,
there.
first day. So I was back in the back, and there was a person standing there, and she said, have you been here before? I said, no, they just opened up, and found out she is still a friend, too. She had moved here as a nurse, registered nurse,
Get out of here.
had moved here from Detroit. And so Lou and I was talking. So this other person came up to me right in my face and said, are you James Bowden's sister? And I said, yeah, that's my oldest brother. She said, you look just like him. I said, well, I thought I'd shaved my beard today. And she was a nurse that worked with my sister-in-law for 25 years.
Wow.
So the three of us would say that. Now, the next time I came to class, I moved up on the front row. And I think you were there. And I thought she said her name was Sue, not Susan. So the next class, I think I said something about Sue. It's Susan. So
People from Pennsylvania call me Sue. I said, no, my name is Susan.
Oh, that's
yeah.
hilarious.
So and then after that, it was just she mentioned something you were going to do I think it was the Azalea Trail.
Run. Yeah, because
And she said, I said, oh, I used to waltz on the da. And so then we decided we'd do it. And then Jamie heard us talking, and then Noreen did it because her husband runs. And all of a sudden, that's how it started. But then I said, well, we cannot do this without something on our head. So I made us azalea headdresses or headbands with azaleas on them. And that was the start of us.
And I've always worn flowers in my hair. It's
Stop.
traditional. I've always had a flower band. I look like a hippie. And so in one of the pictures from this last race, it's like this, and I'm sweating. And I was like, someone tell me I'm a halo straight.
And with the runners, we try to take that into account, what we're doing. And there's been times when I held your headband because the runners have a
It
different.
was Joe Kane. It was like some of these little funny things.
Yes, I
that
said,
Tom
give
would
it to me. So I just held it once she ran and then gave it back to her at the end. So the words of wisdom is just find someone.
But
I mean-
sometimes there is an immediate attraction, and you don't find that often in life. But
Sure.
you have to search it out and listen and be a friend. Not just see what you can get out of it, to be a friend to somebody else is really important.
I love how her correcting you and being like, it's Susan. You did not go, oh, okay. You just went, we gonna be sassy, Susan. That's coming back at you. It's Brenda.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Brenda. That's what someone said. I've never had a nickname. It's Brenda. I had 2 friends that called me Brenda, and then it's been Brenda. So, but I thought she said Sue, but I guess I was right.
I love that. I love that so much. I already knew that having seen you at races, been around with Karen, that sort of thing, that you guys are always so appreciative and just so joyous. That you just have such joy when you hit the pavement and when you're at the finish line. And y'all hoop and holler all the time. You look like it's precious. And I just can't thank you. This was such an honor. And I'm trying not to get emotional sitting down and hearing your stories because, like I said, you are my future. This is what I want my future to look like. And so thank you for sharing
Well,
this.
you're going to make me cry now. But that's part of our goal, is to help people and to encourage them to keep going,
Absolutely.
no matter what. Yeah.
And everyone does have a story.
Yeah,
and just tell it.
Yes.
Just tell it.
Thank you for getting
Yeah.
with us again and to be able to work it out this time.
Yeah.
And share our stories. We have a lot more.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Now, when I got to tell those.
Oh, it's true.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't you just love them? They are truly my goals. I am very fortunate that I am surrounded by extraordinary runners of all different ages and all different personalities. And Susan and Brenda and my Aunt Karen and my Auntie Harriet, they're all my goals. These are all women that I aspire to be as I go into next phases of life. And so I adore these women. I adore their hearts. I adore what they do for not only the running community, but the community as a whole. These women have said, literally, age is just a number. And I'm telling you, when you're around these women, you don't even know how old they are because they are goofy and hilarious and caring and just so encouraging. And I just love their ball of energy. And again, they are my goals in life. These are women that I aspire to be on the pavement and in life because they are true warriors. They have said, we're not going to let cancer stop us. We're not going to let moving stop us. We're not going to let bad news stop us. They keep going. And I love that. And we need more of those people in our lives. So if you are local or not local, guys, when you meet Susan and Brenda, dude, your life will be forever changed. And so again, huge shout out to my Auntie Karen who was like, put them on the podcast. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So I love it. I love them. It's such a great group of people and they really bring a lot to this community. And so thank you again, Susan and Brenda, for the honor to share your story. And guys, make sure to go follow Susan because she will be trekking along for 3 days and doing big things to raise money for breast cancer awareness. And again, thank you to our podcast partner of the month, which is Bras Across the Causeway. Guys, go register for that race. It's absolutely phenomenal. We love Bras Across the Causeway and what they do for our community. And it's such a fun event. There is something special about this race. It's not anything you've ever seen before. And it is full of tears and laughter and joy. And they do such an outstanding job. And I am so excited to be a part of it. And we love partnering with Bras Across the Causeway. So find out more information. If you don't want to show up, but you want to donate, we'd love to have that as well. We love Bras Across the Causeway and what they do with their mission. So thank you, Bras Across the Causeway, for believing in the run stories, believing in the community, and helping people fight for day to day. It's just an amazing job that you guys do. And as always, Greg Gilliard from my Gilliard Tech Services for editing podcasts, updating our website. Speaking of, if you need somebody for your website, check him out. Gilliard from Gilliard Tech Services. He's amazing, does such a fantastic job putting together ideas and making it user-friendly on your website and seeing what the competition's doing. So Guys, that first consult's free. He loves to just sit down with people and hear their stories for what they want their website to tell. And so he can do that. He is super creative. And again, he can sit down with you and help you hash things out and come up with your dream website. So definitely check him out and you guys will not be disappointed. And as always, thank you to Greg Gilliard for all that you do for Run Your Story community. Mars Hill Church, thank you so much for giving us a safe place to be able to record, to be able to share our stories, tears, laughter, all the things. Like, we truly appreciate you guys and for all that you do. Guys, if you need a church, definitely check out Mars Hill. And to our Patreon family members, love you guys. So excited that we actually were able to give away an entry to Girls Across the Causeway to our Patreon family members. And so that's super fun and we love that. And so we are so excited that we have people that believe in this podcast and they're financially keeping it going. And that's how we're able to do this, because it does cost to host a podcast. And so these guys have picked up the slack and said, hey, we want to carry this burden with you. And we are so grateful for that. So thank you to our Patreon family members for all that you do and for believing in Run Your Story. And thank you to all who listen and comment and post. We love seeing that. We know that's how your stories get out there, because you never know who you know that may need to hear this story. And so make sure you help get it out there, and we appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, guys, go run your story, because every story needs to be heard.